everyone, my name is Abby Andrew and welcome back to the René of Paris channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over some ways to make sure your wig looks as natural as possible. Now, if you're someone like me that changes your wig on a regular basis, I personally go all over the spectrum from long to short to blue to blonde to really high volume to lower volume, just really depending on what I want to wear that day. But in this video, I'm going to be specifically talking about a few features that if you're wearing them on your wig, nobody's ever even going to question that you're wearing a wig if you don't want them to. For some of us, we are open about talking about wearing wigs and don't mind if people realize it's a wig, whereas some of us really do not want anyone to know that we're wearing wigs. So in this video, I'm going to be going over all the features that are just going to make your wig look as natural as possible. Just to give a little bit of quick backstory into my own personal story with hair loss and alopecia, growing up for most of my life until about the age of 19, I was very secretive about wearing wigs. So I have a lot of experience in this territory of wanting to find the features that are just going to look as natural as possible. So if any of you are watching this video, rest assured that we can definitely make that happen for you. Two of the lines from René of Paris that I want to give a quick call out to for this video for wigs that just look super extremely over the top natural are the Amore Collection and the Fair Fashion Collection. Now for the Amore Collection, that's a collection that was designed particularly for people with hair loss in mind, so it has a lot of really natural looking features like monofilament wig caps, which I'll go over in a minute, and they're also designed to be extremely comfortable as well because they were intended for people who are going to be wearing them on their bald head rather than having them necessarily on a wig cap or over someone's actual hair. Now the Fair Fashion line is also really great if you want a very realistic looking high quality human hair wig. The wigs from the Fair Fashion line are all extremely high quality, beautifully handmade with natural looking human hair, so that's another route that you can take as well. But if you want a really natural looking wig, you don't have to only stick with these two lines. For example, the wig that I'm wearing right now is Nolan from René of Paris in the color Peach Gold, and this wig has some really natural looking features that I wanted to mention, like the lace front and lace part combo. Now if you look closely at the part, lace front allows you to have a very realistic looking hairline, so if you want to pull the hair back, it looks very natural coming from your face as if it's just growing right out of your own scalp. With the lace front and lace part, you have the lace in the front and then it also extends to the part area as well. So that really natural looking hairline continues back to the part beyond just the front of the wig cap. Just to show you what the inside of that cap construction looks like with the lace front and lace part, let me just show you on this wig here. This has the lace front and lace part, so as you can see, it has the lace just in the front, and then it just extends back to the part here. Here's another example of that same wig cap on a different style, just to show you what that looks like. This is the wig that I just had inside out, showing you the cap construction. This one is Shane from René of Paris in medium brown. And another thing to note about our lace front wigs is that all of our lace front wigs come pre-trimmed. From some other wig companies, you might get a lace front wig where the lace just comes out to here and you don't really know what to do with it and it might seem a little bit daunting to trim yourself. That's why we trim our wigs ahead of time, so once they get to you, they are just ready to wear out of the box. Now while I have this wig on, something else I might recommend if you're new to wigs and you just want something that's going to be completely effortless is I would recommend having a shorter length wig for a daily wear wig. Or at least that's something that I personally liked to do when I used to keep wearing wigs a big secret. Now that doesn't mean that you can't get a long hair wig to look just as natural, but it might take a little bit more effort, whereas with a short hair wig, I feel like I can just throw on a short hair wig, barely even look in the mirror, walk out the door, and I know it's going to look natural. Whereas with a long hair wig, it's just going to require just slightly more upkeep, and by that I really just mean brushing it out a little bit more often, whereas short wigs are just so easy and so effortless because there's just so much less hair to get tangled. So it's just so easy if you want to have a very natural looking wig that you don't really have to do much to upkeep. Now while lace front wigs always look extremely natural and they're a really great option for that natural looking hairline, they're not always 100% necessary. I tend to wear a lot of wigs with bangs and side bangs because the part of the wig or the hairline of the wig is covered anyway. So you don't have to worry about having the very natural looking lace part because the hair isn't really going to be pushed back like that on certain styles. Now for example, this is Shiloh from Noriko in the color Creamy Blonde. And this is a wig that has a little bit of a side bang, so no matter how you wear the hairline is pretty much always going to be covered. Now that's a great option if you're someone that doesn't really tend to like lace front, or if you just don't want to deal with like making sure the lace front is laying right or anything like that. Now with our lace front wigs, it should be very effortless, but if you just don't want to deal with all that, then you can also opt to get a wig without lace front and just have the hairline covered by bangs or side bangs. And that's a really great way to make sure the wig looks really realistic, because if the hairline is covered, you don't even have to worry if it looks natural or not. Another fantastic feature to look for in your wigs for something that's going to look very realistic is a monofilament wig cap. Now there's monofilament wig caps and double monofilament wig caps. The main difference between these two is just the level of comfort. Both are extremely comfortable, but with the double monofilament wig cap, we add an extra layer of monofilament just to add that extra added comfort of 2 layers of the monofilament to be just a little bit more soft on your scalp if you are wearing directly on your head. Personally, I don't choose to wear wig caps with my wigs because I don't have any hair myself. Some people who are completely bald still choose to wear wig caps and some don't. It really is just up to what is the most comfortable for you. Now, what monofilament and double monofilament allows for is for a very realistic looking hairline, and it also allows you to change the part any which way you want, so it gives you a lot of styling flexibility. And no matter how the hair is moved, you have a very realistic looking scalp peeking through, so it appears like your own scalp is peeking through with the wig, so it just looks very, very realistic. Another important thing to do if you want to make sure your wig looks as natural and realistic as possible is something that a lot of people tend to overlook, and that's making sure that your wig has the proper fit. Now, all of our wigs are adjustable, so all you have to do is just check the adjustment straps at the nape of the neck and just adjust it to your head size. Now, here's an example of what that looks like. Most of our wigs have this type of adjustment. Some of them have something that looks a little bit different, but they all work the same way. You have one on either side of the nape of the neck, and you can just pull it a little bit tighter to fit snug on your head without being too tight. You definitely don't want it to be uncomfortable, but just tight enough that it feels secure. Personally, I don't use anything to adhere the wigs to my head, and they fit comfortably without being too tight, and yet they still feel secure enough that I'm willing to do things like cartwheels in my wigs without worrying that they're going to fall off. Now, things like that definitely do at your own discretion, and if you are just getting used to a brand new wig, I would recommend trying to wear it around the house and just make sure it fits comfortably while in the comfort of your own home before wearing it out into the world, especially if you're brand new to wigs. But once the wig fits comfortably, it should feel secure without anything else adhering it to your head. A few other things to try doing to make your wig look extra realistic is, for one thing, if you have a wig that you had maybe put away in storage for a while and you're just taking it out for the first time, I would recommend just taking the wig and just gently shaking it out. Now, it seems like a very simple and straightforward tip, but sometimes people don't necessarily think of that. But even something simple as just making sure it's nice and combed out and shaking it out will just really help to restore the shape and the natural flow of the hair. So if you're feeling like you want to up the realism of your wig, that's something you can try. Now, in addition to that, something else you can do is over time your wig will need to be washed once you wear it consistently for a little while. Something great you can do to restore the hair is just give it a quick wash. Make sure with your synthetic wigs you are using shampoo and conditioner designed for synthetic wigs, because human hair products can damage your synthetic wigs. But if you feel like your wig is just lacking a little bit of that natural flow that you had when you first got it, sometimes all you have to do is give the wig a good wash and it'll look good as new. If there are any modifications you ever want to do to your wig to try to make it look even more natural, we recommend going to a licensed wig specialist to try out these modifications. For example, if you want to trim the wig in a certain way that just seems like you feel like it would flatter your face shape better, we definitely recommend taking it to a salon that can do this for you professionally. If you go to our website, reneofparis.com, you can find our store locator, and within that store locator you can find a store near you that also has a licensed wig specialist who can work with you and your wig to just make it look as natural and realistic as possible. So you never have to worry about somebody realizing you're wearing a wig if you don't want them to. I hope this video was helpful to you all. If you have any other tips that you want to leave, please feel free to share them in the comments below and we can start a discussion and just share all of our tips around. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more wig tips and tutorials. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.